All right, man. I ain't see this coming. Jared Dudley, the 88th man on the end of the Lakers bench, said that Blake Griffin is his most liked teammate of all time. You know, Jared Dudley is everything that a journeyman means. All right, so he's been around the league, and for the most part, he seemed like to be a likable guy, aka Elmer Fudd. But let's talk a little bit about it. We back, Marcy Sports Talk. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, response, ship, video request, or on social media. All the links in the description, info in the description. And basically, what was so funny, I read the article and I link in the description, and they said that Ish Smith had a former Piston had already pre-made perception of Blake Griffin as a teammate, and I guess his perception wasn't as good on Blake either. So I guess people around the league don't like Blake. I thought Blake was pretty much just his perception was soft, but Jared Dudley said, he was he was the teammate he liked the least. And I heard that a lot of people don't like Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? That Chris Paul was yapping and he the reason that DeAndre Jordan had originally went to the Mavericks before reneging on that deal. So I wasn't aware that Blake Griffin was, an asshole, or the perception was people didn't like him. In Detroit, I don't hear too much bad about him. I remember when Jerry Stackhouse was with the Pistons, it was some rumors that he was going around putting a smackdown on some of the Pistons. He was, they was physically fighting. So, I haven't heard nothing pretty much bad about Blake around the league. I hear a lot of things bad about, like I said, Chris Paul. And, now it seems that Jared Dudley basically put the perception, or he brought the perception to reality about Blake Griffin. Now, he basically said that the team was one of the most bipolar teams he had been a part of. They'd be up 20. They're good. They was the front runners. They're up 20. Everybody getting along. They down 20. Everybody trying to choke each other, get mad. I'm paraphrasing. And he said off the floor, they was pretty cool, but on the floor when things wasn't going good, they kind of would fall apart like meatloaf without the crackers, without the egg. All right. So, like I said before, he didn't go into specifics why he didn't like Blake. Maybe they just didn't see eye to eye. Some people that you might not like, you might know you might work with somebody, or it might be somebody in your family that everybody else think cool, but you and that person just don't get along. You know what I'm saying? Don't make neither one of y'all bad people. Just sometimes certain things don't mix. So, he put that perception out there. You might as well go all the way in and give a detailed description on why you don't like him. You still active. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait till you retire and then go out there and say that. I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm Blake Griffin, I'm hopping on the horn with him, dog. Like, hey, man, why would you say that? I hate when people do that. They go out there and they give a tea leaf, or they give a little bit, they give a sample, but then they don't give you a reason why. Hey, dog, if you're going to put it out there, put it all the way out. Well, I don't like him because he slept with my wife. And that happened to Steve Nash. One of the NBA players that played at that played at Michigan State, allegedly slept with Steve Nash's wife and got her pregnant. I'm not saying Jason Richardson's name, but hey, you hear these stories. These things go around. But my whole thing about Jared Dudley is, if you're going to put it out there, go ahead and just throw it out there. But obviously with Ish Smith chiming in saying that I thought Blake was this type of person when he got to Detroit, he cool, then it must be some type of, false perception, or is it a real perception of Blake Griffin out there? But I haven't heard too many bad things about him. You remember Iverson came, you heard a lot of bad things about Iverson, even in the Big Three. You hear things about LeBron, you hear things about certain teammates, you hear things. Oh, this guy asshole, he came here and whoop-de-whoop. Well, I see him at Cold Stone and Greektown, heard whoop-de-whoop. I hate when people do that, man. I really do. I hate when people do that, man. Not because his status in the NBA is he a journeyman. My whole thing is I hate when dudes retire and they start telling locker room stuff on national television. That's why a lot of players don't respect players that cross over into the media, because it's like a border. It's like a thing between the media and the players. But I hate people that put half or a quarter of the story out there, but then don't want to elaborate on it. That's coward stuff, man. That's coward stuff, man. If I'm Blake Griffin, I'm pulling up on him, man. Carmelo, KG style. You know what I'm saying? For people that know that story. But hey, it's more C Sports Talk. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can reach out to the email. If you have a business question, inquiry, response, your video request, keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel, just share the video, put that information in the description. Let me know what y'all think about this situation. I'll link the article in the description as well. We gone.